Hey, it's Patrick Grosser with the 513 Flat Fee Real Estate Group at Fathom Realty. You may have heard about our premium flat fee listings through a postcard in your mailbox recently. We'll talk more about those in just a second. But first, we're going to look at the Cincinnati real estate market news for 2023 year to date and compare it to 2022 year to date. First of all, new listings are down 22%, closings are down 26%, average sale price is up 2.9%, average days on market is up 38%, total inventory is at 84 days, and active inventory right now is at 33 days. It is still a seller's market, but not as hot as it was last year or even a few months ago. So if you are thinking about selling your home, you need a more sophisticated marketing approach to sell quickly for top dollar, but you don't have to pay a 6% commission to get that. It actually comes standard with our premium flat fee listings. Learn more about our service at 513flatfee.com and find out how much you can save when you sell your home. If you're thinking about buying a home right now, you may have heard recently this past week that interest rates did go up again. They're closer to 7% depending on your credit history, credit score, some other factors, and depending on which lenders you talk to. Obviously, that's bad news in terms of affordability. It is good news if you're looking for a silver lining in terms of competition from other buyers, because as we've seen, as interest rates have risen from historic lows the past couple years, we've seen less competition from other buyers in the market, simply because some are being priced out of the market or some are not motivated enough to move to make that purchase to overcome those higher interest rates. So people who want to move but don't really have to move or don't feel a very strong desire to move to overcome those higher interest rates are just sitting on the sidelines and just waiting for interest rates to come down. My advice is not to try to time the market, but if you do have a strong need or desire to purchase a home as part of your plan to make a move, I recommend doing that when it's necessary for you to do, regardless of what's going on with interest rates or the market conditions here in the real estate market in Cincinnati. I recommend doing what's best for you and your housing needs. And then if you can refinance later on down the road to save some money, you can do that. And if interest rates actually go up later, which we obviously hope they don't go any higher than they are now, we are anticipating they should be going down later this year, but we really don't know. So if you lock in a rate right now and you purchase a home right now because you need to or you really strongly desire to do so, and if you're not making that decision based on the interest rates right now, you'll have the benefit that if interest rates go up later and you have a fixed rate mortgage, that you actually won't have to deal with that higher interest rate then. Obviously, we are anticipating interest rates going down, so it's more likely that we'll have a refinancing opportunity later if you're purchasing now, as opposed to the other way around of having this current rate be the lower rate compared to the future. But I think that's a good plan. Obviously, you want to make sure that you can afford the current interest rate, the mortgage payments at the current interest rates. You don't want to make a financial plan, a monthly budget based on what you hope is going to happen in the future if you don't have any control over that. The other factor going on right now is we are seeing that the days on market is trending more towards what it was last year. So this past week, we actually saw 15 days on market compared to the same week last year. Now the year to date, I shared with you earlier, in 2023 year to date, it's actually 38% higher. It's about 23 days to go from active to under contract for the average listing, whereas in 2022 it's 15 days. So again, this past week is actually trending the same days on market as 2022, but year to date we're still 38% longer on the market. That's good for buyers. It gives people more chance to see the house, to make a bid on it. We are still seeing multiple offers in certain situations, lower price points, homes that are marketed really well and priced well are move-in ready. But those are a couple of factors to consider as a buyer and as a seller as well. You saw the stats earlier. It is still a good market to sell your home for top dollar. We do still see prices going up, although not quite as much as they were the last couple of years. So we don't know yet, but maybe we're reaching kind of a plateau here in terms of home values. I personally think we're still going to see that moderate growth, maybe 3 to 5% year over year, probably for the next several years due to low inventory, even if demand is lower. But certainly if interest rates go down, we're going to see more buyer demand, which is probably going to push those home values up. And for buyers, it's going to increase the competition you have, although it will help affordability. So you can see as a buyer, seller, or even if you're doing both, it can get pretty confusing pretty quickly with all the different factors and the pros and cons, depending on what happens, all these things that are outside of your control. If you have any questions about how to navigate the current market right now, if you're buying or selling or doing both, feel free to reach out to us. You can visit our site at 513flatfee.com. Click the schedule a call button. We'll be happy to set aside some time to go over your concerns, help you to reach your goals, at least come up with a plan on what you can do, whether that's something you need to do immediately or even a year or so in advance. We'd be happy to help any way we can to give you some good advice on that. You can also call or text 513-497-8803. I'm Patrick Grosser with the 513 Flat Fee Real Estate Group at Fathom Realty.